The Snaptite Assembly system locks end channels to wall sheets without the need for tools or fasteners. To assemble each panel, the perimeter channels are secured to the top and bottom of each sheet. Gently tap the channel over the Snaptite lugs and work your way along the sheet. Each channel should be fit to the center of each sheet. Simply tap the channel along until it's aligned. We're going to join our spliced channels now. Basically, we're just joining a pair of channels together to make a longer one. There are three parts: a left channel, a right channel, and the joiner. Looking at the part numbers, you'll see that the left channel has the letter L and the right channel has the letter R at the end of the part number. There are also printed arrows pointing to the end of the channel that needs to be joined. The joiner, called a CSJ, needs to be put in the right way to match the channel. Make sure that you've got the long sides matched up. Place the CSJ centered on the end and press in as shown until you hear it click. Repeat this with the other side and then make sure that both halves are butted up against one another. Do this for the rest of the spliced channels in the pack before beginning construction. Let's do the rear panel assembly. To construct the rear panel, we're going to need one 54B channel, one 81D channel, two 43B sheets, and one 43C sheet. Lay out your sheets so that the 43C sheet is in the center. The edges of the 43B sheets with the two holes will need to go towards the center sheet. Overlap the sheets so that they sit flush and the pre-punched holes along the edges are aligned, then secure with 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Now that your screws are in, take the 54B channel and attach it to the top of the sheets using the Snaptite method. The channel will need to have the short side facing towards the outside of the panel. Repeat the process for the 81D channel, attaching it to the bottom of the sheets. Secure the channels and CSJ in the center with 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat for the top, securing the channel and CSJ with 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. That completes our rear panel assembly. Let's do the left side panel assembly. We'll need one 61B channel, one 81J channel, and the X4R sheet. Take the 61B channel and attach it to the top of the sheet using the Snaptite method. Make sure that the short side of the channel is facing the outside. Repeat the process for the bottom using the 81J channel. This completes our left side panel. Moving on to the right side panel now, we'll need one 61B channel, one 81J channel, and the X4L sheet. Attach the 61B channel to the angled end of the sheet using the Snaptite method. Remember to keep the short face of the channel to the outside. Repeat the process again for the 81J channel, snapping it onto the bottom end of the sheet. That's both of our side panels complete. Let's do the roof panel assembly. To construct the roof panel, we're going to need two 81C channels, two 88B lips, and 3 of the 43D sheets. Lay out the sheets and orientate them so that the pre-punched holes align. Overlap the sheets by 1 rib and then fasten with 6 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Take an 81C channel and attach it to the top of the sheets using the Snaptite method. The short side of the channel will need to face the outside of the sheets. Take the 81C channel and attach it to the bottom of the sheets. Remember to put the short side of the channel to the outside of the panel. Fasten the channel and the CSJ with 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. We'll attach our lips now. Get one of the 88B lips, and this will go on the side of our sheet. Place the lip under the top and bottom channels and align it with the pre-punched holes. Once it's in position, secure with 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat this process for the remaining lip, aligning it under the channels and the other end of the sheet. Once it's in place, secure with 3 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. This will complete our roof panel assembly. Time to start the front panel assembly. To construct the front panel, we'll need one 89A jamb, one 89B jamb, one 90B jamb, one 54A channel, one 54C channel, one 79B channel, and two 32A sheets. Place the two 32A sheets so their narrow pans are in the center of the panel. Leave a gap the width of a sheet between them. This will become the doorway. Attach the 54A channel to the top of the sheets using the Snaptite method. The short side of the channel will face the outside of the shed. Make sure the corner hole in the sheet aligns with the outer center hole in the channel. Repeat this process for the other sheet. Make sure the corner hole of the sheet aligns with the outer center hole in the channel. Attach the 54C channel to the bottom of the sheets. The holes in the sheet and the channel will need to align the same as they did at the top. Take the 89A jamb and slide it between the top and bottom channels. Once slotted in, make sure that it overlaps the sheet and the holes are aligned. Use 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to secure the jamb to the channels and the sheet. Secure the ends first and then do the center holes. Take the 89B jamb and repeat the process for the other side, sliding it between the channels and the sheet. Once slotted in, make sure that it overlaps the sheet and the holes are aligned. Use 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to secure the jamb to the channels and the sheet. Secure the ends first and then do the center holes. Place the 90B jamb at the top of the doorway. The notches in the 90B jamb will slide over the 89A and 89B jambs. Make sure the holes are aligned and the jamb is placed correctly. Then use 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws to fasten the jamb to the channel. Using the 3mm drill bit, drill out the 2 holes in the center of the channel. Fasten the channel to the CSJ using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Now at the bottom of the doorway, place the 79B channel into the 54C channel. Make sure the short side of the 79B channel is sitting to the outside and that the holes align. Fasten the channels together using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Use the 3mm drill bit to clear out the center hole in the 79B channel, and then fasten using 1 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. It's time to flip the sheet over. We recommend you get a friend to help you with this. We'll secure the jamb at the top by screwing 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws into the corners. Take the 3mm drill bit and drill out the center holes in the channel. Secure the channel using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat the process for the bottom of the doorway using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Use the 3mm drill bit to drill out the center holes in the channel. Fasten the channel using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. That will complete our front panel assembly. We'll construct our door panel next. To construct the door panel, we'll need 1 pad bolt, 1 door plate, 158A channel, 158B channel, 258C channels, 2 91A jambs, and the B sheet. Start by orientating your sheet. We have ours orientated so the holes for the lock are on the left side of the screen. Take one of the 58C channels and attach it to the top of the panel using the Snaptite method. Repeat this process for the other 58C channel, attaching it to the bottom of the sheet. Next, take the 58A channel, it's the one with the hinges. Attach it to the right side of the panel. For this channel, we'll need the long side of the channel facing outside. Slide it underneath the 58C channels at the top and bottom. You'll know you've got the channel in the right position if the hinges fold upwards. Repeat this for the 58B channel. Remember to put the long side of the channel facing towards the outside. Now that the channels are on, secure the corners using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Now that that's done, do the remaining holes in the channel using 6 more screws. Make sure they align with the holes in the sheet underneath it. Flip the panel over and use 4 more screws to secure the back of the channels. While our panel is turned over, we'll attach the door bracing. Take one of the 91A jambs and align its holes with a diagonal row of holes in the sheet. Both ends of the jamb will slide underneath the channels. Once aligned, use a screw at either end of the jamb. Do this from the underside of the sheet. This will hold our jamb in place so we can flip the sheet over and more easily do the rest of the screws. Repeat this process for the other jamb, ensuring it's aligned with the diagonal row of punched holes. Now that the jambs are held in place, flip the panel over again and use 6 screws to finish securing the jambs to the sheet. Next, we'll need the door plate. Place it over the holes on the left side of the sheet. Once aligned, fasten using 2 screws into the holes furthest from the edge. Get the pad bolt and place on the door plate. Align the 4 holes and then fasten with 4 10mm self-tapping screws. With our door panel complete, it's time to attach it to the front panel. Place the front panel so you have access to the holes for the hinges. Use the 3mm drill bit to clear the sheeting that sits behind these holes. Place the door panel over the front panel in the open position and unfold the hinges. Make sure that these align with the holes in the front panel. Once aligned, use a pop riveter to fasten the door hinges to the front panel. You'll need to use 6 pop rivets to secure the door. Test your door opens and closes smoothly. We've now finished our door panel and attached it to the front panel. Time for the final assembly. Stand up the rear panel or get a friend to hold it. We'll start by attaching the right side panel. Slide the top and bottom channels of the right side panel into the notches in the rear panel. Once the pre-punched holes are aligned, fasten using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat the process for the left side panel, making sure that the holes at the front are aligned. Once aligned, fasten the sheets together using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Next, we'll be attaching the front panel. Use the doors as props to hold it open or get a friend to help you. Starting with the right side panel, align the front panel with the right panel as we did with the rear, making sure that the holes on the outside line up. Secure the two panels together using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat the process for the left side panel, aligning the sheets together and then fastening with 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Make sure your shed is squared up and all the panels are secured. Slide the roof onto the shed. Make sure the lips on the roof panel are on the outside of the walls. Start by securing the corners of the roof panel to the shed, using a 10mm self-tapping screw in each corner. Work along the top and fasten the roof and rear panel using 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat this process to attach the roof to the front panel, securing with 4 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Fasten the lip to the sidewall using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Repeat this for the other lip, securing it to the sidewall using 2 of the 10mm self-tapping screws. Place the hasp over the pad bolt shaft. Use the 3mm drill bit to drill out the top holes of the hasp. Secure with a single 10mm self-tapping screw. Repeat the process for the bottom hole, drilling it out, then secure with another 10mm self-tapping screw. Firstly, position the shed onto the slab, making sure the walls are squared up and it's centered. Take your angle brackets and lay them out in the positions as shown, spacing them equally along each wall. Using these brackets as a template, go around and carefully mark where the holes are on the slab and on the wall. Drill 3mm pilot holes in the wall centered on these marks. Now switch out to the 10mm drill bit and drill through these pilot holes. Next, take your hammer drill and insert the 10mm masonry drill bit. Drill down through the marks we made earlier. Be sure to go down deep enough for the height of the dynabolt. From the outside of the shed, take the 10mm bolt and poke it inside. You may need a friend to hold it there. Align the angle bracket with the bolt and then tighten the nut by hand. Tighten it further using the shifting spanner. Put the dynabolt through the bracket and into the hole in the slab. Tighten this nut on the dynabolt with the shifting spanner. Now that this has been done at all positions, The structure is anchored.
Now the shed is complete, any leftover holes can be finished off with a screw.